Hello and welcome to Bruce Springsteen Guitar Lessons. Today's lesson is going to be Downbound Train from Born In The U.S.A. Thanks very much to patron Enric Pardo for the request. Hello and welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. So now what I'm going to do is go through all the individual parts. Okay, so this song is in the key of G minor. Tempo is approximately 120 BPM and you put the capo on fret 3. Okay, so let's take a look at the chords first. So you've got a standard E minor. Again, I'm going to just focus on the original kind of chord names. Obviously it would be technically a G minor with a capo. We'll just use it kind of normal chord voicing. So E minor, and then we also got a G5. Now the intro, you're just going to use it with your middle finger, block the A string and then play the D and the G strings. And you also got G5 when you add your third and the little fingers on the third fret of the B and the E strings. And then we also got a G chord, where you're actually blocking the A string. This is kind of for the third verse, and just using your third and fourth fingers. So a common way that Bruce plays that G chord. And then also playing a D5. So 0, 2, 3. It's like a D major without your middle finger, but you're kind of blocking out the E string. And then also got a D major. So 0, 2, 3, 2. And also going to add your little finger on the 3rd fret of the E to make a D sus4, and also take it off and play the open E string for a D sus2. Now I think he's doing this some sort of C add 9 chord or C sus2 chord here. So C sus2, 3rd finger, 3rd fret A string, block the D string, open G, 3rd fret B, 3rd fret E, and then normal C major as well. Cool, so let's take a look at the main intro, that kind of really awesome riff that's so recognisable when you listen to this song. So it's a 4-bar riff, okay, in the intro, and you're going to do it twice. And you're going to start off with the E minor chord and just going to strike the first 4 strings. Okay, so the rhythm for the first 3 bars are 2 crotchets or quarter notes, followed by 4 quavers or 8th notes. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay, so you're going to go this, down, 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 up. And the upstroke, you're basically just playing some open strings. 1, 2, 3, and go back to the E minor, and then upstroke again. And I aim to kind of strike the G and the D strings at the end of this bar. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay, and then you're going to do this kind of G5 just with your middle finger. Kind of do the same sort of thing to start with. Down, down, down. And then put your first finger 2nd fret G. Little finger 4th fret G, and then take it off and do the upstroke on the 2nd fret G again. Okay, it's really cool, this bit. And then you got D5. I think what's happening is he's striking the kind of the power chord part of this chord to start with. D5, and then D major, down, then add your little finger to make that D sus4, and then you're going to go for the last 4 quavers of this 3rd bar. You're going to go down, and then take it off, your little finger, and then up, down, up. That then ties into the next bar, so rings out for another half a beat, and they're going to go little finger back on, and then up, down, down. So 1 and 2 and 3, and then and 4 and. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do is play that 4-bar riff nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and you just do it twice. Cool. In the intro, it sounds just such a great riff. Make sure you have kind of a little bit of crunch going on the amp settings. You don't want it to be too clean, but not too distorted either. Cool. And then we've got the kind of the structure for the verses. So the first verse and the second verse, structure-wise, exactly the same. They come after each other. Second verse comes in straight after the first verse. Okay, so in terms of strumming, he does vary up a little bit. So I've put in kind of a few different variations that he does. Again, if he plays it live, he'll do it something slightly different every single time. So making sure you get that technique is kind of more important than doing every single nook and cranny that Bruce does on the record. So to start with, you've got this kind of down, 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 up pattern. So that's 2 crotchets, 4 quavers, or 2 quarter notes, 4 8th notes. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay, sometimes you might pick it a little bit more than full strums, so feel free to vary it up. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. And this G5, it seems to kind of sort of pick it a little bit more. So I've suggested going this classic down, down, up, down, up, but with picking. So down, down, up, down, up. So that pattern again that we've used so many times now. That's 1 crotchet or quarter note, 6 quavers or 8th notes, and one of them's tied on beat 3. So you've got this down, down, up, down, up, counting wise 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Because I'm strumming the first 2 notes, down, down, and then I'm going to go up, and then up on the B, and then down on the G, and then up on the B. Definitely doing something like that in that kind of on the G5 bar. That's a G5, and then bar 3, you've got this down, 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 up with the D, and it sounds like it's tied, and then just going to go up, down, with quavers, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So those 4 bars are done twice. So you've got this 1, 2, 3 and 4, and 1, 2 and 3 and 4, and down, down, up, down, up, and then maybe take your hand off so it's open strings at the end. Okay, so this 4-bar riff is done twice, and then I'm going to go through the next kind of 8 bars. Also, what I'll do is put the song structure up on the screen now, so hopefully that helps you out a little bit, and any song structures will also be in the description as well. Okay, so any chords in brackets will mean there's more than one particular chord in that bar, and I try and make it as simple as possible. And I find that once you've made a song structure, it simplifies everything down a little bit more. So, you know, how many times do I do this bit, etc, etc. So again, song structure in the description. Okay, so this next 8 bars, we're going to start off with the C sus2. Again, suggest the same strumming pattern: down, 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 up, down, up. And now for the D, it sounds like these next 2 bars are doing a little bit more strumming. So you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So this is kind of these kind of final 8 bars of the first and second verses. So here what we've got is 8 quavers or 8th notes, but one of them is tied. You're going to go down, up, down, up, up, down, up. Or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then go back to that classic strumming pattern: down, down, up, down, up. Okay, and then you've got E minor, down, down, up, down, up. C sus2, down, down, up, down, up. Same with the D. And then E minor, and D. Cool, so this is a nice kind of structure. So what I'll do is I'll play the first and second verse again. Feel free to embellish on it slightly, but I think this works really well. And again, structure-wise, first and second verses are the same. So what you've got: E minor, picking the G, down, 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 up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then do that again. Down, 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 up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then C sus2, D with a bit more strumming, and D, down, down, up, E minor, C sus2, then D, E minor, D. Cool, so I'm also going to go through, so basically also those last 8 bars are what you're going to do in the 4th verse. Okay, so this is after the kind of the third verse, the breakdown bit, when it's nice and quiet. You've got that sort of soft acoustic guitar going on. But then when it comes in back into the 4th verse is basically just those last 8 bars of the first and second verses. So the 4th verse again would be C sus2, D, with more strumming, D, then E minor, C sus2, D, E minor, and D. Cool, so I'm just going to go through the middle 8 section when you kind of got the synth or the organ, a little solo. I think it's basically the same, that middle 8 section. Again, refer to the song structure as well if you get stuck. The middle 8 section is the same 8 bars that we've just done for the 4th verse, but what I've suggested is sticking with that down, 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 up, down, up. So I think there's slightly less strumming going on. Also, it kind of lets those kind of organ synth solos breathe a little bit more. So you've got, so what I'll do is go through that middle 8 section, down, 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 up, down, up. And then you're just going to stick with that same strumming pattern. D, then E minor, C sus2, D, E minor, D. Okay, so let's now take a look at the 3rd verse and the outro. So the 3rd verse is where the band sort of drops out and all you can hear is kind of minimal kind of acoustic guitar in the background. So again, if you're playing this in a band situation, you probably want one member of your band to play the acoustic guitar for this bit. I'll play it on the electric, as I've done on the backing track that I've made for this, which has also got an acoustic doing the same thing. So what you're going to do, I've suggested roughly what's happening is an E minor to start with. And you're just kind of playing that down, down, up, down, up, but with picking this time. So down, down, up, down, up. Okay, so what I'm doing here, E minor, again with that classic strumming pattern, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and with the 3s tied. So down, down, up, down, up, and the E upstroke, B upstroke, G downstroke, and then B upstroke. So 2 strums, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. And then I think what's happening is a G rather than a G5. So 3rd and 4th fingers block out that A string, same thing. And it sounds like he's doing a D sus2 here, so it's a little bit of a softer sort of sound. Again, when you're playing this, it's really minimal. You can't, it's not that loud on the record, this bit. So E minor, G, D sus2 for 2 bars. And note that those 4 bars happen 6 times, okay? So obviously it builds up and you've got the kind of the organ and the synth or whatever. So you do that 6 times, those 4 bars. And then after that, I think he's doing a normal C rather than a C sus2. Again, same sort of picking pattern. Again, you don't have to do the E, B and G strings all the time. You could even mix it up a little bit. C major, this is predominantly what's happening. So C major for 2 bars and then G major for 2 bars. So it's fairly straightforward, again quite minimal. You don't want to be strumming, it's a really soft bit and it's just Bruce with the kind of the synth and the organ. Okay, so that's the 3rd verse. Now let's take a look at the outro. So the outro is where that main kind of core riff comes back in, but it's got some variations. So the first time he does it, you're going to do the same 2 bars as you did in the intro. That one, those 2, E minor. The first time he does it, it sounds like you've got this bit of a variation here. You've got this kind of D5, and then he takes his first finger off, which is technically, you could all argue, G5 over D. Strumming wise, the same as you've had kind of in that intro. So 2 crotchets or quarter notes, 4 quavers or 8th notes. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. He's taking his first finger off, so you're going to go down, down with the first finger off, and then put your first finger back on, and then take it off, up, down, and then put it back on. So you got this 1, 2, 3 and 4 and then I think he starts the next bar by taking it off again, downstroke. And this is all quavers or 8th notes for this next bar. So it starts off that's first finger, and D sus4, and then up, down, up. You may even be going to a D sus2, downstroke, and upstroke, and then an upstroke at the end. So that last bar again is going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so what I'm going to do is play that sort of variation on that open intro riff, but this is kind of the first round of the outro, okay? 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Sounds really cool. And then for the next sort of few rounds, again, it does fade out on record. What I've done in the backing track I've made for this is do this 4-bar loop 4 times and then just end on E minor. Obviously a lot of tracks fade out on record. So, and this, you can just loop this round or vary it up slightly if you want to. This is pretty much what's going on. So again, same 2 bars of this classic riff. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and then you're going to strike the D5 that you did like you did before. 1, and then you're going to do up, down on the D, and kind of rest. So you're going to go 1 and 2. So 1 and 2. Okay, and on beat 3, you're going to go down, up, with down being on the D, then upstroke with the D sus4. So 3 and let it ring for half a beat, and do another upstroke. So this bar again, this is kind of the main kind of bit in the outro. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and then you're kind of just strumming for the rest of the bar. This next bar, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and kind of open strings to set yourself up for some more rounds. Okay, so what I'm going to do is play this kind of outro, this kind of really cool repeating outro riff. You might change it up slightly, but this is roughly what's going on. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Cool, so have fun with that. It's such a great song. I think this is a popular one. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a like and subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications if you haven't already. If you're interested in picking up any guitar profiles or tabs, you know, the tabs that you see on the screen are made in Guitar Pro. If you need any of those tabs or anything like that, head over to, or the backing tracks that I've made, I think I made 26 or something like that at the moment, head over to patreon.com/Bruce Springsteen Guitar. You'll be able to sign up. There's different tiers and different things available in different tiers, and that will help to support the channel. And any requests are done by the Bruce Legend tier on there. But any comments or suggestions, feel free to let me know below as well. Thanks everyone for watching, supporting the channel. Hope you're all well, and I'll see you next week. Cheers, bye.